What is up, everyone, and welcome to today's reaction video. And today's reaction is the very special monthly request of my incredible Patreon follower, Jess. Jess, thank you so much for your continued support, for being a member of the herd and a member of the Patreon. Thank you for being the incredible human being and incredible community member that you are. It means the absolute world to me to have your support. And thank you for putting the brand new Ren song in front of me. This one came out just a couple of days ago. And I am so hyped right now because I had assumed, and like I was excited already when I assumed that this was another one of Ren's collaborations with the Skinner brothers. No, this is not. This is Ren continuing Vincent's tale. This is the next part in that story. Last we saw Vincent, he was arrested on the street. He didn't get shot. He was arrested, and now we're picking up where the story continues. So keen for this. So freaking keen and so excited for this because I was just not expecting it. And Ren has been doing such an incredible job with this story, with Vincent's tale. I can't wait to hear what this is going to be. It's also a long one, so I'm keen to see what the song is and what it's all about. So we're going to get into it. As always, check out the original video linked in the description below. Go to the original and give it a like and a comment. Subscribe to Ren if you haven't already. Support the original upload. And we're going to get into this. This is Vincent's Tale, The Bedroom. Let's go. I love how this immediately, at least to me, has a really weird feel to it because I always think my first experience with Ren, like a lot of people, was High Ren. And that song very much felt like it was talking about his own personal demons, but the video clip felt to a certain degree like taking shots at the medical industry and like the medical system and how they misdiagnosed him, the issues that he had because of that, and how he was kind of living in his own horror movie nightmare, all based around medical stuff because of all that. This is really, really interesting because now it's like we're getting the criminal system instead of the medical system. It's like where he's in this cell, still with a guitar, still able to perform and everything. So it takes it out of that reality, but it just gives it the same. To me at least, it gives it this similar vibe to like what he did in the High Ren kind of thing, where it's a look at the worst case, or like not even the worst case because his prison cell is quite nice, but the kind of a look at these different what do you call them? Not industries, but like these different situations you find yourself in, whether it's the medical or the criminal or that side of things. You never know what to expect from the start of a Ren song. Like when I think of, if I used the example of High Ren before, when I think of that song, my brain never quite remembers that it starts off with that really high ooh 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 thing that he does at the beginning of it. My brain completely skips that section out and starts with a "Hi there, Ren" moment because it's just so, you never know what you're going to get at the start of a Ren song, what he's going to draw you in with. I love the fact that it's Vincent's tale. We had the guy in the first part of it watching TV who looked a little bit like Vincent Van Gogh. Now we have a painting of Van Gogh and one of his famous paintings in the background. I love those little tie-ins.
you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated, look for the new thing. Always.
I love how smoothly he went, well, not how smoothly, how suddenly he went from that guitar playing into the anger. And like, I don't know why, but like, I keep coming back to this example. I've got to stop using this video because it was so long ago. But hi, Ren. At that, he does those ooh, 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 ooh bits at the beginning. That stopped. Then the song begins. With this wasn't the same thing. This was the guitars as much a part of the song as anything else. And immediately as that guitar's still going, we come in with the anger.
Anger. Have you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated, look for the new thing. Always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below, same thing. Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane man living an insane.
I love the fact that he planned that so well. That's just a really sickening line. It's the way that he goes for look for the new thing.
Always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within.
The never look within, without, above. It's so well done that it makes you want to go, ooh, and you want to pause and talk about it like I am now. And literally the next line after is, he's literally being like, just wait a minute. We're not even that deep yet. We're gonna get there. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Without, above, below, same thing. Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane man living in insane terrain, contort insane brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother, painted scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinnie fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, sprayed with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vinnie. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking. Started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days are weeks, the weeks are most your life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison.
Yo. Ren is spitting fire in this. The way that how quickly, like in like a minute there in that section, he just went brat, 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 and laid out that it's like he's born a fully normal person, but his mum's in a bad situation. Maybe he was born with the drugs in his system because she's been shooting up at the time. But then from there, he's put into school. He doesn't have a good home life, so he doesn't have that safety, that foundation, so he doesn't do well in school. And when he's not doing well in school, the system doesn't slow down for him. The system leaves him behind. So he never excels. Then he gets shoved out into the world, and the whole world is about money, and you need money to survive. And if you don't have money, everything's useless. So you're working dead-end jobs, and you get stuck in this monotony, this repeating endless cycle of this deja vu. What was it? Deja vu religion, did he say? And it's just everything is the same every single day because you're working that 9 to 5 because you need the money, but you're not using the money to get any joy because you're just using the money to survive. This is what people with money don't understand about those without. That even once you get the job, yeah, you can get a minimum wage job, and that minimum wage is enough to put a roof over your head, to put some basic food in your mouth and get you by and get you existing and getting you as a cog that's moving the machine forward, but it's not giving you any joy. It's not giving you any reason to be alive. It's not giving you anything that's good for you. So when he's just summed all of that up in that one little ongoing, just explaining Vincent's life, and suddenly it's so justifiable. Suddenly everything makes so much sense, and you're just like, yeah, if that's your life, you're already in prison. You have no life. You're just, again, a cog in the machine. You're nothing, and it's hard to not sympathize.
Weeks of most your life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison. Whole Britain, Great Britain, how Britannia ruled the waves. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too deep.
And there it is right there. You start doing something to numb the pain, whether that's drinking or drugs or whatever it may be. You start doing the habit to ease the pain, and then you get hooked on the thing. Then you become the alcoholic, then you become the drug user, and suddenly it's an addiction, and you can't stop doing it. And now even more of that weekly pay that's locked you into that monotonous life is going towards this other thing, and it's getting harder and harder to justify the life. I love that we just have I this is what Ren does so well in his video clips, is he puts beats in there. He puts moments in there to let you sit with, not only sit with what he's said so far, but to humanize this character and this story that he's telling. It's not just I'm making a film clip for my song, because you have to believe that if you I haven't heard it yet, but I would imagine that the Spotify version of this won't have this long of a pause in there when he stops, take a drink, and then the song moves on. But he puts that in the video clip because it's not just about making a video clip for the song. It's about making this artistic experience and making it a real human connection. And that pause in there does that so well.
And so it goes. Vinnie starts to drink to let go. Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row. So we drink so we don't have to think. Mercy tastes bittersweet when the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth. And the months.
Yo, I genuinely wonder with Ren sometimes. I genuinely wonder with this guy if he was born in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, would he have just been a freaking global sensation? Like, his vocals are insane, freaking insane. And I love that we exist in a time frame and like an era where his music is being put out, and he has the freedom, because he does it on the internet, to express his art the way he wants to. I love that for him. But at the same time, we also live in an era where, in my opinion at least, music doesn't have the same impact as it used to. You can have an artist that is like, I can't remember if it was Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift or both of them. I can't remember who it was, but you know, they finally got to the point of either more records sold or something than the Beatles. You know, they basically were going around saying they're as big as the Beatles, and yet at the same time, every single person who heard it was like, yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but they're not, because the Beatles were the Beatles, because music was different back then. And it's not just the nostalgia that we tie to it. It is this iconic legend status that I just genuinely don't feel like modern artists can ever get to that stage. Maybe one or two people here or there will be talked about in the same way, but I just feel like we used to make gods and now we make kings. I feel like that's the level that it's at. And I feel like genuinely, if Ren had existed back in those times, he would be on that god tier. He would be one of those artists that we never stop talking about. And it's insane to, like, there are pros and cons to both situations, because his vocally, the stuff that he would have put out back then would have been amazing in terms of the content and being able to pour his soul into it and express himself the way he wants to. He probably would have had to answer to a record label because we didn't have the availability of the internet to do what he does now. And I love that he gets to do that. So there's pros and cons to both of them, but you just have to think that this man would have been a monolith back in the day.
Sinks in his teeth. And the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice. Inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to? 1 too many, 1 2 3 shots down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. And now it's Vinnie boys round.
Again, the use of the Van Gogh paintings is really, really cool. We're only halfway through this song. I'm so curious what the rest of it's going to be, because so far it's been insane. And again, we're having another moment here, because I paused the video, but in general, I feel like the video is going to have another moment where we pause and have a moment of silence. And Ren's arranged it so well in that way for at least this version. If not, I'm so curious. After this reaction, I'm going straight to Spotify to listen to this song again to hear what the actual studio version is, what the version that you get on streaming is. Because I'm so curious if you have these beats of silence in there, because for the video clip at least, they feel like such an important part of the storytelling process that I'm curious if it's left in the actual song as well. Oh. Okay, hang on. We're switching tails halfway through the song. We've gone from Vinnie to Richard now. Richard was the copper, right? Richard was the officer who arrested him, right? We're switching up tails halfway through the song and switching up styles completely. I kind of love that.
Sirens start singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the law, they go to war with non-compliance.
I mean, there's a very high chance that Ren is not writing about anyone specific, but there's a very high chance he is as well. And the one man's resistance is another man's tyrant.
Is another man's tyrant. When
That's a great line. But when tyrants make the law,
tyrants make the law, they go to
war with non-compliance. I'm not going to assume he's writing about anyone in particular or any current world events at all there. I'm not going to. That's just fire writing, though. That's just so good.
Violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the law, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up. Vinnie been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special. Vinnie spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jack.
Then his life as a vessel for the musings of the devil. That's fire.
His life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinnie split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black.
God. I've said this about Ren and his rhymes before, but who throws words like that in their raps? Like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Who does that? Who talks about splitting the atom? Who, like, what? It was fire enough back here where we went from the vessel for the musings of the devil, building pressure like a kettle. That flow is just incredible. Every line Ren writes is with intention and it's so well done. And nothing is just thrown in there because I need something to rhyme with this line. It's so incredibly written. And damn, again, casually throwing in Nagasaki in the middle of a rap is impressive.
Pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinnie split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. One.
Yo. The man's hitting the nails on the head and he's coming for blood and he's not pulling punches. Like, that is our society, isn't it? That is our society. We're walking around telling, like, especially young women, that they don't have worth if they've lost their virginity. Meanwhile, everything is just hypersexualized. You know, we're telling people they have no worth if they're alcoholics and drunks. And yet at the same time, how do you unwind at the end of the day? Oh, with a drink. You know? I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in Australia, we sell cigarettes with packaging that displays the negative effects of smoking. Like people on their deathbeds, diseased lungs, lungs filled with tar, that kind of thing on the packets of our cigarettes, because we're not going to stop making money off the cigarettes. We couldn't possibly do that, but they will kill you. They'll kill you. We know they're killing you. Weed would be better than cigarettes are, but we can't have weed. But cigarettes are killing you, just so you know. But hey, keep buying them because we need the money. Like, I don't understand how it works and the double standards that are put out there because of corporate greed. It's ridiculous. Hey, use a paper straw while we keep mining for fossil fuels and turning down every possible renewable energy bill. It does not make sense. The hypocrisy is insane. And Ren is just calling it all out.
As it pedestals virginity, the one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1, our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9 through his Christ timelines intersect. Richard's fate was designed.
Wait, Richard's fate was designed.
Just set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and reach.
I love that we've come back to this because I can remember. I'm pretty sure it was in the first reaction I did, like Vincent's tale, the first reaction of the Vincent's tale stuff, where I said something about the Jenny and Screech stuff, and I had a couple of comments saying, "Oh, Ren said that they're two separate things. They're not going to cross over." And then he brought in Richard, and Richard was the cop that killed Screech. And it started to cross over, and now they're leaning full on into it, and I love that. So yeah, there was like some misunderstanding by some people that they thought that these two, like, they were in the same universe, but they didn't think they were going to be connected or that it was going to be mentioned. Now we have a song in Vincent's tale that's literally telling the story of Jenny and Screech is ending at least, and we already got a look at Richard and how it's affected him since the whole thing. And now we're going to get a full, I guess, summary of that, or we're going to get to find out exactly what happened to Richard directly after he killed Screech. That's awesome.
Just set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and reach. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Force a model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself, and there's nowhere to go. When his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't struggle to therapy. Raggedy seem to plateau when it's popo and loco and woe so low that his mojo no mono rebound no yo-yo, and so the time it moves slow-mo. You see the case was never closed cause the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed when the mother died in childbirth, but dying womb life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed this sister.
The absolute run that Ren just went on is insane. Absolutely insane. I'm also really, really curious because Ren doesn't do anything just for no reason. In his video clips, everything is so intentional to the point where, like, some of the background graffiti in one of his videos tied into the video. I can't remember what song it was, but I mentioned in one of my previous reactions that, like, I was curious if the background graffiti was intentional because it lined up with the song. In this, I'm so curious why for this section of the song, Ren has dressed like full on head to toe in white, because there's multiple imagery he could be pulling from. The first thing that popped into my mind for some reason was like old school Slim Shady. I'm sure there's a video clip, but I'm pretty sure Slim Shady was the white loose shirt with blue jeans. But it gave me those vibes for a moment. But I don't think it's meant to be that. I'm so curious as to what his intention was behind the full white outfit, or if it is just, you know, just what he had, just what he decided to wear for it. But head to toe in white was a real choice, and I don't think that that would be unintentional by him.
Womb life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister, but the records seem to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe, the fate fucked up. Richard's losing sleep while his whole family's talked up. is a common psychological model, often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. One, deny.
I don't know what you call that right there. In terms of, I don't know enough about rap and how rap's written, but the flow that Ren did there, it both didn't make sense from a rhyming scheme and at the same time did. Somehow the words work together, but it's not like they all ended on the same rhyme or like every second line, and it just worked. And I don't understand that.
Model often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. One, denial, pretending for a while, reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile. How to reconcile when murdering a child? The second stage is anger, feel it bubbling the bile. Anger, damn the man that served the hand that wrote the plan. If God is will that's good and grand, then damn we are. We all are damn forsaken by creation, revelations. Richard cannot stand. The third stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession, that feeds upon this spark for life. No water is refreshing, no sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
Incredible breakdown of stages of grief there. Like the way that he summarized those all up and tied them into Richard's exact what he was going through was so brilliantly done. And you don't think about in terms of when someone does something like this, like Screech didn't really have anyone that warned him. You don't think about the fact that the police officer who shot him in the line of duty would go through those 5 stages of grief over someone they've killed in the line of duty, whether it was justified or not. It's such an interesting thing to think of it from that way, that people you never expect to warn you.
Souls get shaken up, the road's never quite ideal. But slow rise, dust it off. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud. Cause you pulled a stitch from the seam, the wound was open weeping. Felt like a regression, but that flesh was set for healing. You wrestled imperfections, misdirections, what with demons. Most demons are a fallen angel, truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma, trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar.
I'm sorry, the lines that he dropped there, I'm trying not to pause too much, this has been a long reaction, but the lines that he dropped just there were incredible. Talking about the road to recovery, how you had to pick open those stitches and confront the thing again, the thing that you've patched over because it's not healing right. You need to unpick those stitches and face it again. Going through that, like all the way through to the way that he's gone through and accepted all this, and that the things that he's gone through can be a blessing in disguise because they're a lesson that he's learned. All of that was written so beautifully and so brilliantly.
No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow, and day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow, think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my don, in for the right reason. I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
Damn. Damn. What a freaking way to end it. And again, like, I might be misremembering what happened with Richie and Vincent, but it was justified in arresting him, right? Like, he didn't shoot him, he didn't use excessive force, and Vincent did he get in a fist fight? I need to go back and watch this again. Like he'd done something illegal, he'd done something bad, and yeah, we saw what his justification was. It was Vincent's had a hard life and he's a drunken and alcoholic. Doesn't justify what he did. He should still be arrested. So Richie's done the right thing, and I feel like at the end there, my takeaway at least is it's like that was a perfect example of how far he's come and how much he's grown in terms of he didn't use excessive force. He didn't just go straight for his gun because he felt threatened. He arrested in the proper way, and so it kind of it confirmed all the things that he said at the end there, right? I'm not misunderstanding that, am I? I'm not getting that wrong, am I? Because it was just the fact it was left on what could possibly go wrong. And then we have that, and the way that it ended made it feel like something did go wrong. But Vincent was in the wrong, and he was right to arrest him, right? Right? Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Either way, sickening song, incredible piece of art. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, check out the original video linked in the description below. Give the original a like and a comment, and subscribe to Ren if you haven't already. Also, leave this video a like and a comment. Tell me your interpretation of what the ending of that video was, because I'm scratching my head, but at the same time, I'm live in a fantasy world where I think Richard came through that really well. But yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. Subscribe to the channel because it helps out so much. And if you're able to, check me out over on Patreon. Over there, I do weekly polls to the reactions I do here on the channel. I also do weekly TV show reactions, a monthly movie reaction, a monthly live stream. And at the highest tier, you can get a guaranteed reaction right here on the channel. So check all that out over on my Patreon. I will see you all in the next reaction video. Have yourself a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. And I'll see you next time. Bye.